To create a WebIQ app, you start WebIQ Designer and create an empty app in your workspace. After completing the app, you are then ready to make your app available to devices on the network. This is where WebIQ Connect, which is the application server of WebIQ, comes into play. WebIQ Connect knows all of the apps in your project directory. So we need to make our new app available to WebIQ Connect. In WebIQ, this is called Publish. When we have published our app, it is then moved from the workspace of WebIQ Designer to the project directory. Now WebIQ Connect knows your project. However, all of these devices still cannot access your app. This is because the app is not yet running inside WebIQ Connect, so we have to start it. Now that the app is running, the app can be accessed by devices on the network. To access your app in a browser, a specific URL needs to be used. You can also use HTTPS or additional and different port numbers, which are described in the documentation. To access the app on your local system, you have to use 127.0.0.1, which is the IP of your local system. In case the folder name of your app is example, this is how the URL would look like. To access the URL from other systems on the network, you have to use the external IP of your system. This might look something like this, but it might also be completely different. In case you wish to edit your app later, it needs to be loaded back into the workspace of WebIQ Designer. If the app is running in WebIQ Connect, it will be stopped automatically before being loaded into the workspace. It's important to know that only a copy of the app is loaded into the workspace. So you are not editing the app directly, but a copy of your app, which means that the app on your hard disk remains unchanged as long as you do not publish the app. So here we are inside WebIQ Designer, and this is my example app. To publish my app, I click on the home icon and click on Publish and Close. If I click Publish, the app will be written to the hard disk, but I can still continue working on the app. If I click on Publish As, the app will be published under a different name, but I will still be working on the original app. So now click on Publish and Close and confirm with Yes. Now the app is available in the project directory. You can also see this because we are in the project list and we can see our example app here. To edit the app again, I would have to click on the Load button and I could continue editing my app in WebIQ Designer. To run the app, I have to click on the Play button to start the project inside WebIQ Connect. Now the app is running in WebIQ Connect. This is indicated by the project running icon on the top right corner of the project. I can now stop the project to unload it from WebIQ Connect, or I can click on the Open in Browser button. Now click on Yes. And as you see, the app has been opened in the default browser. I can now log in using the username user and 123, which are the credentials I chose when creating the app. With your app, this might be different. And now you see the app. You also see the correct URL over here. So if you click on the Open in Browser button, it automatically shows you the correct URL in the browser. To find out the external IP of your system, please open a command prompt by typing cmd and hitting Enter. then just type ipconfig and you see the IP address of your system. So in this case it's 10.10.10.252. If we go back to the browser and enter this IP address, then we can also see our app because it also works on our local system. This is the URL to use to access your WebHMI from other systems on the local network. If other systems cannot access your app, please check your firewall settings on your local system.